Alright, it's me again, Apocalyptic Fury. So today, I'm just gonna be discussing random shit about gaming. So, first of all, well, yeah, I got back into Tower Fantasy. I enjoy the game again. They released Nola. She's an altered character that can switch between whatever element in the game. So she's very versatile. She has a cool sword with cool combos, and she whoops your ass with a futuristic looking motorcycle. So that's something fresh. So I'm a returning player. So I'm just soloing one of the new bosses in the new area, the network area. This boss is pretty tough and does a lot of damage. So I just made a build with frost weapons that double down on shields. Cause fuck it. But anyway, this is just background gameplay. So I just been chilling, minding my business, trying to start up a new project on shit. I'm still working on my mod from time to time. I've been updating it quite frequently lately, but I gave it a bit of a break. I'm gonna check and see if there's anything else. Might add some more stuff in the near future, but for now, things should have been panned out well with the last updates that I made to my mod, The Ring is Mine. But one thing I'm excited for is Sparking Zero. So all the shit they revealed. Now I may not have made any content on that game, but that's because that game has a place in my heart. It's part of my childhood. The first Dragon Ball Z game I've ever played is Budokai Tenkaichi 2. And then years later, 3. And when I started playing 2, it was from when I was in elementary school. So I've been playing that game for as long as I can remember. Then years later down the line, I started playing Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I haven't played Tenkaichi 3 in so long. It's been years. The last time I played was when I was in college. And since college, I haven't played since probably middle school or so. Can't remember. It's been a very long time. But years ago when I was in college, I picked the sticks back up. I saw a friend that was playing Tenkaichi 3. He had it emulated on his PC, on his laptop, and it ran perfectly. It was just like the PS2 version. So I asked him about it, and I asked, can I try it out? Because I haven't played Tenkaichi 3 in so long. And you know how when you have a situation to where, I don't want to say it's like a tournament, but it's like a lot of different people pick up the sticks and they want to play. So that was my case, right? I was one of the people playing. And for some reason, I ended up undefeated. I went against many different people who picked up the sticks on the opposing side, and I beat them all. I beat all of their ass. Now, I was surprised at myself that I was that good at Tenkaichi 3 for the time. But it's because when I was a kid, I used to train against a computer on very hard with one character versus 5, 1v5, and I used to do that every damn day. Also, I was doing the battle sim mode, which was extremely difficult, and some other bullshit I can't remember. It was another mode. So I used to do all the hardest modes in the game, and I used to do 1v5 and very hard. So that's how I got good. I didn't play human opponents because, from my experience, most people who play Tenkaichi games aren't as good as they think they are. And that was the case with those people. And I thought I was going to be one of those people. I thought I was going to be the person that wasn't as good as they thought they were. But I was. And I ended up undefeated when I was playing in college. Now, I had one or two former friends or associates that claimed they would beat me, but they were too scared to pick up the sticks. I was like, bro, you're going to meet the same fate that everyone else did. You're going to lose. At that point, I was cocky because I had the right to be. I beat everybody that I was playing against, and they all had completely different play styles, different characters. They liked picking OP characters like Kid Buu and shit, and I would just stick to the characters that I liked. Piccolo, Pikkon, Teen Gohan. Now, they say Teen Gohan was broken, but I used to play him at base form. And the unwritten rule of Teen Gohan is that you gotta win the fight with Father-Son Kamehameha. So I would start at base form and end up in his final, not final form, but Super Saiyan 2. And I would win with Father-Son Kamehameha. But I didn't pick Teen Gohan all the time. And Piccolo was one of my strongest characters. If I picked Piccolo, you knew that you were going to get fucked up. So that's a little history of me playing Tenkaichi 3. So basically, I'm excited for Sparking Zero. I watched I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce his name right, but Dodge or something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I was watching his video because he was covering all the customization and all that. One of the things that I loved about the old Tenkaichi games was the customization, because you got to make your favorite character feel like your own version of the character. That's what I loved about the older games, you know, the Tenkaichi games. So when I saw in that video that he posted that confirmed it, I was like, oh shit, welcome home, you know. So what I'm going to be doing, I already have Sparking Zero pre-ordered. I'm going to be, well, I'm gonna put it like this. I wasn't big on PvP until people challenged me. When I first started playing Tenkaichi 2, I had an old friend from elementary school that introduced me to the game. And me and him used to play against each other all the time. And, you know, he was like a brother to me. So we would always, you know, link up on the weekend and be like, hey, you trying to play a Tenkaichi? And, you know, and to be honest, I don't remember who used to win. I think it used to be back and forth. I can't remember who used to win the most back in the day. It was in elementary school. I'm not going to remember that shit. But from then on forth, when, you know, years later, you know, a lot of times people would end up no longer associating with each other, not because they hate each other, but people move on with their lives, right? So I started playing the game on my own, getting better at the game on my own, and then eventually moved on to Tenkaichi 3. So when that shit happened, I ended up enjoying the game so much that I said, I hope that they make a Tenkaichi 4 in the future, and well, here it is. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to feed into my nostalgia. So that means I'm not going to play against people unless I'm challenged. I'm not scared of PvP. Hell no, obviously not. It's just my nostalgia didn't come from playing against random players online. My nostalgia came from playing against people who I knew in real life and playing against a computer on the hardest difficulty to train myself. And what I'm going to be doing, what I might be doing possibly for content on my channel, is unlocking all the characters so that I can make custom stories, because I used to do that mentally. When I was playing the old games, I would make up my own story and like pretend like Raditz came back from hell and he was training in hell and he came back way stronger than what he was, because Raditz gets no love. He's the weakest motherfucker that came out. He's the first Saiyan that was a threat and got his ass beat quickly because they realized how weak he actually was. So I made a story, what if Raditz was OP? What if he trained in hell, came back with a vengeance? You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to be doing shit like that with Sparking Zero. I'm actually going to make that a reality. I'm going to make stories up and do shit like that. Because I'm pretty sure everybody else is mainly just going to be doing PvP shit and find each other. So I'm going to switch it up. You know, I want to make custom stories for fun and do my dialogue. And I'm going to take my time too. So it might be a while before I first upload one of those. So I'm going to try to do shit like that. Besides that, Black Myth Wukong, I think it's a solid game, but I don't know if I'm fully convinced yet. Not because I think the game is bad. I think the game looks fire. I've watched people play it. It's just that I don't know if I want a boss rush game where I'm playing it again in New Game Plus and then again in New Game Plus 2, so on and so forth. I've played so many games like that. Like I've played Dark Souls games. I've played Team Ninja games. I'm kind of like, the combat looks amazing, but I don't know if I'm going to be encouraged enough to keep playing through multiple playthroughs and stuff like that, you know. But I'll think about it. What else? There's something else that I kind of want to, oh yeah. Y'all seen me play Genshin before. Y'all know that I like using Zhongli and Bennett and shit. Natlan to me was not as crazy as I thought it would be. It's alright. It's not trash, but it's alright. I like the music and shit. But the whole boycott thing and the whole thing, well, my take on it might be a bit different. So, I'm black. You know, I have origins from motherland, in my ancestry and things like that, you know, and other roots from the Caribbean and shit. So, as a person that is black and has true black as fuck roots, the way I feel about it is, well, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm also gonna speculate some things and say some things that, I don't know, may or may not be controversial. But it's just how I feel about it. Everybody gonna feel different about the shit. So basically, I feel like they could have made, certain. I'm trying to find a way to put this. They could have made Mualani a bit darker, in my opinion. She don't have to be super black, but a bit darker would have sufficed. I ain't necessarily complaining, you know. Mualani, she looks sexy. I mean, she has a beautiful design, and you still see that she's not pale. She still does look a little bit brown, a light brown, but you know. But okay, so before I continue, the short summary of this is basically going to be, I don't have an issue with Natlan's characters, because even though I am black, this is a Chinese game. It's a Chinese game. Now, people say, if you're going to inspire stuff from a culture, or be inspired by a culture, like they said it's based off Africa and South America, then the people need to look the part, right? Shit, you right. But at the same time, you gotta remember, bro. Now, this is me speaking to my fellow black people and people, you know, Afro, Latino, or Afro, whatever you may be mixed with black or pure black or African, whatever. If you play Genshin Impact, just remember, it is okay. We know who we are. We have our identity. We have the strength in our people. Whether we have tribes, bloodlines, whatever, we know who we are. We know that we carry the strength of our people. Don't let a Chinese game be the strength of your reputation. Not reputation, my bad. Let me say that over. Do not let a Chinese game be the strength of your representation. We are us. We know where we stand. We know what we've created. We know our history, and we know our strengths. We know that melanin is power. We know who we are. Don't let people tell you otherwise. There's a lot of racist people who play Genshin. Don't let them get to you. People who are racist and shit like that, they're just jealous. Now, I ain't about to say no shit to try to, you know, to stir the pot, but I'm just gonna put it like this. There's a reason why a lot of these same hateful white people, whoever, they like to get tans, right? They like to do this and just y'all know what I'm talking about. We just gonna say that, okay? Now, back to the subject at hand. So Natlan, it has Ian-san, she's black. Mualani and who was it? It was Mualani and somebody else I'm trying to remember. Definitely not Kanich. Kanich is he's on a mountain crackers. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that, from the Caucasus Mountains. If you was paying attention to the story, he one of them motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? But he's a cool character. I don't got nothing against him. But nah, my hair sound like Chris Rock. Crackers. But as a nigga, you see what I'm saying? Kanish look like a colonizer. Okay? But then I wouldn't necessarily call him a colonizer, because he would be like the first Caucasus Mountain white person. So he originally came from, you know, the stuff where you heard of the story. People who know their history know the story. And, you know, he would be one of the originals. So it wouldn't really be him being a colonizer. Now, to me, the real colonizer, and you can't tell me she don't look like no colonizer, Chaska. She do not belong in no damn Natland. She look like a colonizer. She came over there to hunt niggas. Okay? That's how Chaska look. I love Ian-san's design. Mualani, she could be a little darker, but it's no big deal, I guess. Shilonin, love her design. I don't know why she reminds me of Beyonce a little bit. I don't know, I'm probably tripping, but she looks really good. I like her design. And who else? Let's see. Movika, okay. To me, she looked like some type of NASCAR pit stop bitch or like a biker gang slut or some shit. I'm sorry. She looked good though. Don't get me wrong, but for the Archon of Natlan, she could have been a little more, tribal or some shit. That's my opinion, But she looks good though. Don't get me wrong. And I speculate that Shibalanke is black. Some African shit. If you type in Shibalanke on Google, the first thing you're gonna see is the Smite character. If y'all know about Smite, Shibalanke is, of course, tribal, and he looks, well, African, whatever the case is. Now, I didn't do any extensive research, so no need to go like, oh, he's this or that. I mean, well, he looks to me as if he's of African descent, right? And he's black. So Shibalanke, I didn't see any leaks or spoilers. This is just me from playing the game and speculating things, but I believe the Shibalanke is the Pyro Dragon Sovereign. And if some of y'all did the right side quest in that land, the blank is filled in more clearly than not. And if he becomes playable, well, he's basically the true ruler of Natlan, but he is the one who picks Archons, right? So he would be the true actual ruler, and he's black. So that's another thing I wanted to point out. Yes, it may seem that Hoyoverse may be catering to only people who are, non-melanated, whatever you want to say. But there are some powerful characters in this game that are not, well, white. Now, to me, the Jester, he looks black to me. He may be a lighter tone of black, but to me, he's black. He sound black. He look black to me, at least. Another thing I wanted to say is, people give white people too much power. And I mean vocally. Like, people don't have as much power as they seem unless you give them that power. So it's like, you gotta remember, black people come in all shades. From the darkest black to the lightest light brown. Albino black people exist, right? Like, they look white, but they have black features. Like, they got a nigga nose, strong hair, so on and so forth, but they look pale in the skin. No melanin. No melanin. They're not melanated, but they're black, right? So think of it like this. This is an Asian game, Chinese, and there's still characters who are a lighter tone of brown. Black is black, right? So don't think too hard on it. Just play the game. If you like it, play the game. If not, fuck it. Don't play the game. You don't have to. But boycotting is not going to do shit. They gonna make what they make regardless. You see what I'm saying? There's not much you could do about that. But just keep in mind, there are some powerful characters, La Shibalanke, and in my opinion, the Jester and shit, who are black. So just keep that in mind. We ain't out the game, alright? Just chill, because there's nothing else you really do about it anyway. But just look at the bright side. Besides the skin colors. So yeah. Just don't think too deep about it. It is what it is, right? They're Asian people, right? If you want Asian games that love us, look at Team Ninja games. Neo 2, Wolong, Rise of the Ronin. You can make amazing looking black people on those games. So try those if you want an Asian game that respects black people more, if that's how you feel about it, right? There are games. Not all Asians hate us, right? There's some that actually fuck with us and understand their history and know the importance of black people. So, Afro, African, whichever, you know what I'm talking about, melanated people. So just cater to yourself by playing those things that you enjoy. If you don't like something, if you think it's racist, and I kind of explained a little bit how it's not 100% as bad as we think. Just go to those games instead. You see what I'm saying? Just to keep some heat up off us. You know what I'm saying? Just play the games you like. Don't bullshit yourself. But yeah. So that's what's going on right now. The way I feel about the game itself, though, besides all the crazy shit, Fuck Spiral Abyss, bro. I'm sorry. I know that there's some tryhards that use all 4 stars and people who spent a good amount of money. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. I missed a couple stars. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Spiral Abyss. They put the most. It's not that I can't beat them. It's that they put the most stall fest enemies in the game in there. So fuck that shit. This shit can eat a dick. Oh, and for those who are interested in drama and shit, and you know, y'all know what happened to Diddy and the shit he was caught with. That shit was tough. GG Diddy. Them booty gladiators been training for that nigga for a long time. Tough. All right, I'm out. Yikes.